Patel. Thank you for coming and joining us in this conference, and he will deliver the vote of thanks. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Kalaji. My name is Shekhar Patel, and I'm one of the board members of ICHRRF. So on behalf of International Commission for Human Rights and Religious Freedom, I thank all the distinguished speakers, invited guests, passionate participants who have come and graced the occasion. It was really for me, I've been listening, I came in the afternoon. It is sometimes really heart-wrenching to hear the stories. You see really dark side of humanity. In these conferences, we explore really the dark corners of humanity, which really makes you feel very sad. But I want to, thank all of those who are here. But I also want to thank our ancestors who have given us some solutions how to get out of it. So I'll just share a small story, which my culture gives me, and then maybe with that I'll conclude my vote of thanks. So in this story, there is a sage called Narada in Hindu mythology. So he visits Earth from heaven. He says, "Let me go and see Earth how it is doing." He is walking and he finds one guy who is doing penance, and he wants to get relieved from this world of all kind of misery. So he's praying, and he wants that. In Hindu we say the ultimate goal of life is to be relieved of rebirths. And he's there and he's doing penance, and ant hill has also formed around him. So as the sage walks in front of him, sees him and he says, "Oh, I recognize you. You live in the heaven." He says to the sage. He says, "Yes." So he says, "I have a message for you. You're going to go visit God, right?" So the sage says, "Yes." So he says, "Can you ask him how many more births I have to take on this wretched earth before I join him?" So he says, "Okay, next time when I come down, I'll have a message for you." And then he keeps walking, the sage, and then he finds a man under a tree. He's dancing and having fun, but he's at the same time in his heart is kind, and he is also remembering God. And as the sage passes by him, he says, "Hey, I recognize you. You're from heaven, right?" So Narada says, "Yes." So he says, "Can you ask God how many more lives do I have to again be born in this wretched earth?" He says, "Okay, I'll find out next time." So after a couple of years, Narad Muni happens to pass by the same place, and he finds the same guy in the ant hill. This time the ant hill has grown even higher, and ants are biting him. So he says, "Oh, Narada Muni, did you find how many more lives I have to live here on this wretched earth?" He says, yes, I did. You have 4 more lives to go." And he says, "Oh my God, I have 4 more lives of this misery on this earth?" And he becomes very sad. And they say, "It's okay, I'll endure this earth." Then he walks by and he goes to the same guy who's still dancing under the tree. And that guy says, "Oh, Muni, how many lives do I have on this earth?" So that Narad says, "You see that tree?" So he says, "Yes." "You know how many leaves are on that tree?" The guy says, "Yes. That many lives you have to be born again to get away from this earth." So that guy becomes very happy. "Oh, wow. That's it. That's great." So Narad Muni becomes a little surprised. He says, "You know how many leaves are on the tree, and you're happy that you'll have to take that many births?" So the guy says, "Oh yeah, at least there are a finite number of leaves on that tree. You didn't tell me that I have to take number of birds as many as there are in the forest, the leaves in the forest. So that's why I'm very happy." And then immediately miracle happens. A carriage from heaven comes down, and both the guys are watching. The carriage comes and stops in front of the guy who's happy, and he hops on the carriage and he leaves for heaven. So the guy who's in the anthill says, "How come I had 4 birds and he had the number of birds as many as those leaves? How come he's in the carriage?" So Narad Muni said, "It is your perspective of life." He realized his perspective, and when I was listening to all of that, how it is related to our conference and the problems that women face and the violence women face, I think if we all come together with the right attitude, the path will be finite. I know it will be a long path, but the path will be finite. And I really thank all of you to come together to ICHRRF conference, even though we are small, we'll make that path a finite path, and together we should succeed at some point in time. So let's be like the happy guy. Long story short, thank you for coming and thank you for contributing your own little one leaf in this journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. The day is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.